Tonight in Our News Live at 7, Bahamians in Florida share their experience riding out then Hurricane Helene with our Joshua Williams. And progress update. Officials from the Bahamas Striping Group of companies saying residents in Exuma and Eleuthera will soon have smoother new roads. Plus, it's World Tourism Day. The Ministry of Tourism has been busy with presentations and workshops across the islands this week. We have the Director General's latest tour of Abaco schools. And then in our news at 7:30, the highlights from the Prime Minister's remarks at the 79th UN General Assembly, pressing power players for answers on why some members are ignoring the biggest threat of our lives. All that and more. Our News Live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News Live at 7. We apologize for the late start, but thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Marlena Leonard, in for Candino Knowles. Tonight, our coverage of Hurricane Helene continues, the catastrophic storm that has left more than 30 people dead as it ransacked parts of Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Bahamians in Florida are sharing their experience riding out the storm. Our Joshua Williams has their stories in this report.
It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Being used to category 3, 4, 5, I thought that it would have been worse, but it actually wasn't that bad.
And that's our summer intern, Felina Stiles, who was a journalism major at Georgia State University, detailing her experience with Helene as it passed over Georgia last night, dumping heavy rains and producing strong winds. While Atlanta was spared the worst of the storm, many students described the uncertainty and fear they felt as they sheltered in place. Willow Sturb, biology student, says her biggest concern was the safety of the building.
Even though I've been through a snowstorm over here, hurricanes, tropical storms, the wind and things that come with it, I didn't know how the buildings would hold up.
Felina says it was her first time experiencing a storm away from home.
I kind of went into the mini panic mode about getting supplies and filling up our tub with water. And my friends were looking at me kind of crazy, Felina, we don't need to do that. It's not going to be that serious.
Willow says as she prepared for the storm, she stepped in and carried other Bahamian students staying on campus to the grocery store to get much needed supplies.
I texted in my group chat. I was like, hey, y'all, so a storm is coming. Does anyone need to get anything from the grocery store? I can take y'all today and tomorrow because it was supposed to come on Friday. So everyone texted back and it was like, yes, me. So I was like, okay, we're going to have to do multiple trips.
Both shared their cultural differences when it came to preparing for the hurricanes.
I saw some people getting groceries and stocking up on stuff. And then I saw some people friends or people I didn't know. They were just chilling. They were like, it's going to be fine. There's nothing going to happen.
Or they wasn't buying no canned goods. I'm like, this is a storm. If the power go out, you can't eat nothing in the freezer that you need to air fry. So I'm looking at the shopping carts that they post in ice cream and frozen pizza. I'm like, that is not going to help you in a storm.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvardo Emmanuel.
All right, thanks, Delvardo. Well, Helene has weakened to a tropical depression and is moving north across the southeast United States. But less than 24 hours ago, Helene was a powerful Category 4 hurricane as it slammed into the state of Florida. As of 3:45 p.m. this afternoon, the death toll stood at just over 30 people, but officials say that number can climb. Our Megan Shepard has a recap of the storm's impact across the state's hardest hit.
Monster storm Helene made landfall Thursday evening as a deadly Category 4 hurricane in the Big Bend area of Florida, bringing with her maximum sustained winds of 140 miles per hour and record-breaking storm surges to the state. According to preliminary storm surge information, water levels reached more than 15 feet in areas within the Big Bend region of Florida following Helene's landfall. Videos on social media and international news outlets showcasing communities and even bridges underwater. So far, dozens of organizations from throughout the U.S. have been deployed to the southeast to assist with rescue efforts. As the system moved up the coast of Florida and into Georgia and the Carolinas on Friday morning, it had been downgraded to a tropical storm. The State Department of Transportation in North Carolina closed 290 roads with the intention of shutting down even more roadways as severe flooding, landslides, and washed-out roads pose serious threats to public safety. At least 25 deaths have been reported across 4 states in the U.S. as of mid-Friday afternoon. More than 4 million homes and businesses were without power this morning in Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. Reporting for Our News, I'm Megan Shepard.
Thanks, Megan. Well, Tropical Depression Helene has weakened as it moves northward across the southeast U.S., bringing strong winds and heavy rainfall. The storm has already caused life-threatening flooding in parts of Georgia and the Carolinas after making landfall in Florida as a major hurricane. Reports indicate that the powerful storm claimed the lives of over 30 people and left more than 4 million homes and businesses without electricity. Forecasts suggest that Helene will slow down over the weekend and is expected to eventually dissipate. Well, residents in Exuma and Eleuthera are well on the way to driving on smoother new roads. Officials from the Bahamas Striping Group of companies telling reporters significant progress has been made on those projects. The company recently signing private-public partnerships with government to carry out works on the islands while subcontracting local companies. Company General Manager Melanie Roach says they're almost done in Exuma.
We're about 75% complete paving with the roads under the contract. We've been mostly working in the west of Georgetown, and so there are a few areas left to be completed in Rollville, the Barratari Main Road, Hearts, Mount Thompson, and Ramsey. So once we would have completed the western section, we will move to the west of Georgetown.
As for Eleuthera, officials say that work is just beginning. The asphalt plant in South Eleuthera is now fully operational, and 3 miles of the targeted 160 miles of road have been paved so far, along with other small patching projects.
I'm sure the residents in Deep Creek and Waterford would have seen improvements in their roadworks. And I'm sure the people in the south of Eleuthera are going to very much appreciate us doing the Rock Sound Airport parking lot, which was, they had craters in there that you could swallow a whole car. So I'm sure they would appreciate that.
Well, it's time now for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Marlene, and happy Friday evening, everybody. We are ending September, last Friday in September, on a good note. Helene is basically pulled out. We still have some trailing moisture across us, so we're going to see a couple isolated showers. Once that moisture pulls out, high pressure will build in for the weekend, but it's going to get hot. 86 degrees is our current temperature outside. The studio is under partly cloudy skies, and it is humid outside. South winds at 8 miles per hour, feels like temperature hanging out in the mid-90s. Temperatures around the islands right now, it's 86 in Freeport, Alistown, Bimini, Great Harbor Key, Marshall, Babaco, 85, 87 in Nicholstown, Andros, over in Governor's Harbor, 85 there. Here in the capital, we also 86. 86 Kemps Bay, Georgetown, Arthurstown, Cat Island, a pair of 85s in Copenhagen, San Salvador, and in Deadman's Key. And then in the southeast Bahamas, 86s, most locations there. Duncantown, Ragged Island, Kern Hill, Crooked Island, Delectable Bay, Abrams Bay, Matthewtown, Inagua. Our good neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Islands, you are 87 at this hour. Satellite radar composite, much improved conditions across the area. And we do have some trailing moisture still hanging out across South Florida and Northwest Bahamas, mostly in the form of some high clouds, but some low-level moisture generating a couple isolated showers. That will be the trend for the night and into tomorrow, but most of this should be moving out. High pressure is going to be building in, and we are looking at some very warm temperatures over the next several days, so make sure you dress accordingly and take the necessary precautions. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us to look at your extended forecast. It's still to come.
When Our News comes back from the break, today is World Tourism Day, and Abaconian students saw a special guest this week. That's coming up when Our News returns.
Ready to be inspired? I am thrilled to announce that Inspire Her 2024 is coming, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. The evening session promises to offer exclusive networking opportunities and transformative discussions. We invite everyone to attend and to be part of this incredible gathering. Hear from leading women activists, entrepreneurs, CEOs, thought leaders, and more as they share their stories, insights, and wisdom. Tickets are now available for purchase through the Alive Events app. Corporate packages and vendor opportunities are also available, providing a unique platform for businesses to showcase their support and connect with a diverse audience. Grab your girlfriends, mark your calendars for October 10th, and join us at the Inspire Her 2024 Women's Conference. See you there.
My name is Trevor Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. Internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trevor Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. The storied career of Ray Minus Jr. had many milestone moments both in the ring as a fighter and in the corner training the next generation of fighters. Today, we take a look at one of those moments in the ring where he got to raise a championship belt. September 27, 1986, a 22-year-old Minus stepped between the ropes to take on 38-year-old veteran Paul Ferrari of Australia here in Nassau with the Commonwealth Boxing Council bantamweight title on the line. Minus came into the fight 18-3-1, while Ferrari came in at 78-12-5. Backed by the energy from the home crowd, Minus scored a TKO in the 10th round of the 12-round bout to win the first title of his career. In addition to several Bahamian titles, Minus also won the WBA Intercontinental Super Bantamweight title and the Commonwealth Bantamweight title. He also fought for various belts, including the WBC Continental America's Super Bantamweight title, WBC Continental America's Lightweight title, WBO Bantamweight title, and the IBF Bantamweight title. That was back then. Here's what's on the lineup for Our Sports tonight. BJ Edgecombe and Donovan Freeman head into their freshman seasons as two of the top prospects in college hoops. Charisma Taylor is back on the track in the 100-meter hurdles. Equestrian Bahamas builds on its recent success with a show jumping clinic this weekend. Mingo's soccer hits the road in Florida. Jazz and the Bronx Bombers clinch the AL East. And of course, the 10YS plays of the week. That'll do it for Our Sports at 7. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
Thanks, Ronaldo. Well, World Tourism Day falls on September 27th each year, and the Ministry of Tourism has been busy with presentations and workshops across the islands this week, spreading the word about opportunities in the country's largest sector. Director General of Tourism Latia Duncombe toured 4 schools in Abaco as part of the initiative, particularly excited to be back in her home island. She says while discussing the importance of tourism is always valid, her focus has been highlighting opportunities in the sector.
Whether you want to work for an establishment, whether it's a hotel, whether it's a marina, whether you want to be a lawyer, a doctor, an architect, there's a space in the tourism sector for you. Or whether you want your own business, micro, small, medium size, whether you want to be an entrepreneur. Because when our visitors come, they require goods and services. So for me, it's opportunities for Bahamians. So being here on this soil is amazing that I can actually share and deliver insights about the importance of tourism and make sure everyone is aware how they can play a part and participate in the sector.
The high-ranking tourism official coming in person certainly made a mark on some of the island's youth. Junior Director of Tourism for Abaco, Maya Miller, says it sets a great example.
It feels like you can look in a mirror to where you can be when you grow up. It gives you this feeling of confidence. Like, yeah, I can grow to be that one day. Being the director of Abaco, I feel like it opens the door for a lot of other young people that they can also do this and be a part of the tourism product as well. Because we need the young minds, we need the cultivation of their ideas and everything to help sustain our tourism product.
When Our News comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as Hurricane Helene slams into Florida and Georgia, causing casualties. Plus, U.S. President Joe Biden announces $8 billion in military aid for Ukraine.
When hurricanes and emergency strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging, your essential tool for staying informed and safe. Imagine having critical updates and safety tips delivered right to your phone, anytime and anywhere. With bulk SMS messaging, you can send real-time alerts and updates and timely notifications. When every second counts, count on Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. For more information, contact the experts. Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
extra.
What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you is?
I read you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Helene roared through Florida and Georgia states under darkness in the early morning hours as one of the most powerful storms to hit the United States, killing at least 30 people, swamping neighborhoods, and leaving more than 2 million homes and businesses without power. The Category 4 storm hit land around midnight, leaving a chaotic landscape of overturned boats and harbors, felled trees, stranded cars, and flooded streets, according to images from Tampa, Naples, and St. Petersburg on Florida's coast. The once monstrous system was downgraded to a tropical storm just after daybreak this morning. And Cubans faced heavy rains and flooding as Hurricane Helene barreled north. Helene reached Cuba with heavy rains overnight, dumping in as much as 8 inches in 24 hours across parts of the western tobacco-growing province of Pinar del Rio, the Provincial Meteorological Service has told us. Strong winds and rains flooded roads, tore roofs from homes, and uprooted banana plants, destroying precious crops and prompting authorities to close schools and ports across much of the western half of the Caribbean island nation. U.S. President Joe Biden announced more than $8 billion in military assistance for Ukraine to help Kyiv repel Russian invaders, used during a visit by President Volodymyr Zelensky to make a major commitment. The aid includes the first shipment of a precision-guided glide bomb called the Joint Standoff Weapon, with a range of up to 81 miles. The bomb, capable of striking targets with high accuracy, is to be dropped from fighter jets. Zelensky thanked Biden for his support and said it was important to secure Ukraine's future in the European Union and the North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
This will be a great help, and I raised with President Biden the plan of victory. Today we are preparing to discuss the details to strengthen the plan, coordinate our positions, views, and approaches. Our teams will work together to ensure the implementation of our future steps.
Still to come in Our News, Today in History. Find out interesting facts about the day that was September 27th. And then in Our News at 7:30, our Delvardo Emmanuel speaks to Bahamians living in Atlanta on how they were impacted by the storm. Then Prime Minister Philip Davis takes the international stage to talk climate change and worsening storms. That's coming up when Our News returns.
Hey y'all, are you ready to be inspired? I am thrilled to announce that Inspire Her 2024 is coming, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. The evening session promises to offer exclusive networking opportunities and transformative discussions. We invite everyone to attend and to be part of this incredible gathering. Hear from leading women activists, entrepreneurs, CEOs, thought leaders, and more as they share their stories, insights, and wisdom. Tickets are now available for purchase through the Alive Events app. Corporate packages and vendor opportunities are also available, providing a unique platform for businesses to showcase their support and connect with a diverse audience. Grab your girlfriends, mark your calendars for October 10th, and join us at the Inspire Her 2024 Women's Conference. See you there.
My name is Trevor Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
When hurricanes and emergencies strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging, your essential tool for staying informed and safe. Imagine having critical updates and safety tips delivered right to your phone, anytime and anywhere. With bulk SMS messaging, you can send real-time alerts and updates and timely notifications. When every second counts, count on Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. For more information, contact the experts. Are you ready for the stormy season?
On this day in Bahamian history, on September 27, 1514, Juan Ponce de Leon was appointed military governor of Florida and Bimini by Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand of Spain. In 1973, Member of Parliament Harold G. Christie died while on a business trip in Frankfurt, Germany. Then, in 2017, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis detailed plans to assist students from Dominica who were impacted by wild weather. For these historical facts and more, be sure to visit ournews.bs to watch Today in History for September 27th. Well, to watch that full story and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. That does it for our news at 7. Joining us now is our Italia Hall with the latest headlines. Italia?
Thanks so much, Marlena. Well, coming up, Bahamians living in Atlanta reveal how they made it through Hurricane Helene, and the Prime Minister talks climate change and monster storms. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on our News Live at 7:30, we have the latest on tropical depression Helene. Our Delvardo Emmanuel speaks with some Bahamians living in the areas impacted by the storm. Also, the nation's leader renews calls for urgent climate action at the 79th United Nations General Assembly. Plus, a man who robbed a woman at gunpoint on Grand Bahama sentenced to 6 years in prison. We have courtroom details, and later this week, many across the globe celebrated World Tourism Day as officials honors its significance and economic effects. The tourism minister speaks when our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Are you ready? Keep the vibe alive. Music group along with Alpha Sounds present the best of the best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded. This is the biggest one-day all-Bahamian concert of the year. Featuring KB, D-Mac, Abby, Mama D, Fan Shaw, Shine 242, The Falcon, and more. Mark your calendars. It's going down November the 2nd at Super Club Breezes Ground. Tickets now available at BahamasEtickets.com or both Beauty Shack location. General admission $60. VIP, Skybox, and Skypods also available. For more info, call 394-0819 or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Experience the magic once again with more legends for one night only. Come party with us November 2nd at Best of the Best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded.
I love my EV. I am Generation E.
I am Generation E. I am Generation E.
And I am Generation E.
I'm Michaela Kerr. I'm an 18-year-old freshman at the University of the Bahamas, and I'm a computer science major. I'm also the NT Corporation's Youth Ambassador for the Environment, and I'm an environmentalist. My journey as the environmental advocate began with a simple yet profound realization that our environment is degrading right in front of my eyes. And being NT's Youth Ambassador for the Environment means that my words and my actions hold the power to help change the environment and the world around me. I find...
Welcome to our news. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. Well, tonight our coverage of Hurricane Helene continues. The catastrophic storm that has left more than 30 people dead as it left a trail of damage and destruction in parts of Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Bahamians in Florida are sharing their experience riding out the storm. Our Joshua Williams reports.
While Helene has weakened to a depression, it slammed into the Florida coast at a Category 4 storm. Helene formed in the Caribbean Sea on Tuesday as a tropical storm. Forecasters warned this storm could strengthen into a major hurricane as it moved toward the southeast United States, and that's just what happened. It slammed into Florida around midnight, leaving many without power, some with flood damage. Lolani Green is a Bahamian who lives in Tallahassee. She says where she lives, she avoided a direct hit.
People really concerned because Tallahassee is not really equipped for that type of, storm impact. Tallahassee is known for tremendous trees. And so for us, that was a big concern about moving things around.
Says due to her experiencing many hurricanes in her lifetime, she was able to help her family and others prepare.
I know what it is. I know, hey, we got to secure this. We got to move this. We have to move that. A lot of things that could become projectiles in the midst of a huge storm, because Cat 4 is pretty catastrophic at that point.
Tampa also got its fair share of heavy rainfall. These videos taken from a Bahamian we interviewed yesterday shows heavy flooding with strong winds. College student Hope Smith says she, along with other international students at St. Leo University, were instructed to evacuate.
You can't just go in a car and drive home. That's not an option for us. We have to book a flight. We have to make arrangements to go back home. So if you couldn't go back home, you could stay on campus and shelter in place.
She says despite going in the opposite direction to Gainesville, Florida, they still experienced bad weather.
There was water coming into our apartment. We still experienced some of the effects. We couldn't go outside. It wasn't as bad as it could have been, but I'm glad I'm here, not there.
As of news time, Helene has been downgraded to a tropical depression as it moves over the Carolinas. Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much, Josh. Well, another impassioned plea for climate justice as Prime Minister Philip Davis addressed global leaders at the 79th United Nations General Assembly. It comes as Florida and Georgia battle the severe consequence of one of the strongest storms to ever hit that region. Our Berthany McDermott reports.
While acknowledging progress on the climate front, Prime Minister Philip Davis telling world leaders the progress falls far, far short of what is needed. This grim story comes amid the reality of a climate crisis that has pushed the Earth's temperature past a critical threshold of 1.5 degrees for the entire year. The harsh reality translated into devastating hurricanes, heat waves, fires, and floods. Davis questioned why it seems the global crisis has been placed on the back burner.
Member states can somehow quickly find eye-watering sums of money for bullets and bombs, but only rattle small change in their pockets when it comes to financing the costs of loss and damage, repair and recovery, so desperately needed to adapt to the new climate reality. Why? Why do members persist in ignoring the biggest threat of our lives? The easy answer would be to say that you just don't care. But I cannot accept that.
His impassioned plea comes as Hurricane Helene rips through parts of Florida, leaving many areas flooded and homes destroyed. While the Bahamas has been spared, the entire Caribbean remains in the heat of the hurricane season. Global leaders heard that over 40% of the country's national debt is a direct result of the impacts of climate change, making the issue more than just an environmental threat.
It is a threat multiplier, exacerbating existing tensions, creating new ones, and undermining the very foundations of global security.
Davis reiterated the shortcomings of the Loss and Damage Fund established at COP28, which has secured $800 million in pledges. The Prime Minister highlighted the sum as a drop in the bucket when compared to the unprecedented $2.4 trillion jump in the global military expense last year alone.
This is a drop in the ocean compared to the trillions needed to address the escalating costs of the negative impacts of climate change. This is not just an issue of funding. It is fundamentally an issue of sustainability and survival. Without it, peace and security mean nothing.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
Well, a man who robbed a woman at gunpoint in her home has been jailed for 6 years. Greg Pinder was unanimously convicted of armed robbery following a trial before Justice Andrew Forbes. On September 15, 2020, Stephanie Donnell arrived at her home in Freeport, Grand Bahama. She heard a noise upstairs and assumed it was her partner. Donnell was confronted by Pinder, who ordered her upstairs at gunpoint. Pinder put Donnell's jewelry in a pillowcase and fled the home. Well, a judge on Friday refused to accept the guilty plea of a man accused of murder. D'Angelo McKenzie pleaded guilty with an explanation when he was arraigned for the October 10, 2023 death of Loreno Newbold. When Senior Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson asked McKenzie for his explanation, he allegedly said that Newbold attacked him with a knife and he was defending himself. Since McKenzie's explanation was that he acted in self-defense, the judge entered a not guilty plea. The matter has been assigned to Justice Gregory Hilton. McKenzie is due to appear before him on October 17th for a trial date to be fixed. Well, Tropical Depression Helene has weakened as it moves northward across the southeastern U.S., bringing strong winds and heavy rainfall. The storm has already caused life-threatening flooding in parts of Georgia and the Carolinas after making landfall in Florida as a major hurricane. Reports indicate that the powerful storm claimed the lives of over 30 people and left more than 4 million homes and businesses without electricity. Forecasters suggest that Helene will slow down over the weekend and is expected to eventually dissipate. Well, joining us now is meteorologist Greg Thompson live in studio. Greg, what can you tell us?
Well, Helene is basically extratropical right now. It's going to continue to weaken as we speak, but we still have some trailing moisture across the area, so we're going to see a couple of isolated showers. Most of that moisture should be exiting the area by the weekend. 86 degrees, current temperature, partly cloudy skies. It is humid. Winds out of the south at 8 miles per hour, and it's pumping in that warm, humid air mass. 95 degrees is what it feels like on the outside. Satellite radar composite. As I mentioned, the moisture plume attached to what was Helene is still across us. Most of this is high-level cloud, but we still have some low-level moisture generating some isolated small showers, and they're going to be quick in passing. Still a bit on the windy side across the northwest Bahamas, but high pressure will be building in across our area for the weekend. And most of this moisture should be exiting the area. Hot temperatures expected for the next several days, so make sure you take the necessary precautions to protect yourself. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us to look at your extended forecast, and very active tropics still out there.
It has the looks, the style, the performance.
I'm Michaela Kerr. I'm an 18-year-old freshman at the University of the Bahamas, and I'm a computer science major. I'm also the NT Corporation's Youth Ambassador for the Environment, and I'm an environmentalist. My journey as the environmental advocate began with a simple yet profound realization that our environment is degrading right in front of my eyes. And being NT's Youth Ambassador for the Environment means that my words and my actions hold the power to help change the environment and the world around me. I find it exciting that I can be a student, live my life, and use my words and my voice to change the environment and world around me. Most times I think it's a privilege. It's our environment and it's our generation to own. I don't think as a young person that there's anything more rewarding than being a part of bringing awareness. I'm Michaela Kerr, and I'm making a difference in my own words.
Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task, unplugging appliances not in use. That's energy conservation. Replacing an old refrigerator, washing machine with a new model, adding insulation to the attic and walls of a home. That's energy efficiency. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and to reduce demand on the Earth's.
Grand Bahama is gearing up for a major transformation, with the Celebration Key project making strides towards its anticipated completion date of summer 2025. Additionally, a heads of agreement was signed to redevelop and expand the Grand Bahama shipyard, introducing state-of-the-art dry docking facilities. This expansion will feature 2 new docks specifically designed to accommodate large cruise ships. In our recent monthly interview with David Slatter, head of group investment at RF Bank and Trust, he highlights the promising investment landscape in Grand Bahama's real estate market. Slatter believes now may be an opportune time for Bahamians to consider investing as the island continues to evolve.
Story in Grand Bahama would be the Celebration Key, and that's moving ahead. Then you have rumor on the street about Royal Caribbean and maybe something around Xanadu. We'll see. Where there's smoke, there's fire, but that would be a positive thing as well. Then, of course, the shipyard continues to do its work on dredging. I mean, if you already own property, should you do some repairs and some upgrades to be in a position where you can provide rental units to whether it's staff that come in on contract, right? In the shipyard, for example, you have a lot of staff who come in, whether it's welders and the like. There's a shortage of rooms, so the idea is that how can you say benefit from the Celebration Key, right? How can you benefit from maybe another similar development at Xanadu? And it's really about understanding what it takes to support those operations, right? So the benefit there is they're actually on Grand Bahama. They're not an isolated island. So everybody who's working there needs somewhere to stay, right? So, yeah, I mean, I think now would be a reasonable time if you have the ability to maybe take a little risk, right? Buy a piece of property and perhaps hopefully take advantage of future growth. But, always bear in mind, you have to assess whether or not you can afford to not make a return on your capital, because it could be deployed elsewhere.
When our news comes back from the break, 2 Greek organizations give back to the H.O. Nash Junior High School here in the capital. We'll tell you all about the Breakfast Initiative coming up.
Coming up in sports, national team members VJ Edgecombe and Donovan Freeman are ranked among the top incoming freshmen in all of college hoops, while Charisma Taylor competes in a new event on the athletic circuit.
And Greg is back with the latest on Tropical Depression Helene when our news returns.
Hey y'all, are you ready to be inspired? I am thrilled to announce that Inspire Her 2024 is coming, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. The evening session promises to offer exclusive networking opportunities and transformative discussions. We invite everyone to attend and to be part of this incredible gathering. Hear from leading women activists, entrepreneurs, CEOs, thought leaders, and more as they share their stories, insights, and wisdom. Tickets are now available for purchase through the Alive Events app. Corporate packages and vendor opportunities are also available, providing a unique platform for businesses to showcase their support and connect with a diverse audience. Grab your girlfriends, mark your calendars for October 10th, and join us at the Inspire Her 2024 Women's Conference. See you there.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to do the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
When hurricanes and emergencies strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging, your essential tool for staying informed and safe. Imagine having critical updates and safety tips delivered right to your phone, anytime and anywhere. With bulk SMS messaging, you can send real-time alerts and updates and timely notifications. When every second counts, count on Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. For more information, contact the experts. Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. A pair of senior men's national basketball team players head into their freshman seasons with lofty expectations. VJ Edgecombe of the Baylor Bears and Donovan Freeman of the Syracuse Orange were both ranked among the top 10 freshmen headed into the fall campaign by NCAA.com's Andy Katz. Edgecombe, a 6'4" guard for the Bears, was ranked number 6 overall and is the highest ranked recruit for the Bears in over a decade. He was also named the Gatorade Player of the Year in New York for 2 straight seasons, a McDonald's All-American, and was invited to the Nike Hoop Summit. Freeman was ranked number 9 on the list. Also a McDonald's All-American, he was a 4-star recruit and was ranked 38th overall, 6th among power forwards in the class of 2024 by ESPN. Both players made their national team debuts at the 2024 Olympic qualifiers for Team Bahamas. Edgecombe was the breakout star and averaged 16.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 3.8 assists per game. Freeman saw most of his action in the Acropolis tournament and scored 6 against Greece. First-time Olympian Charisma Taylor continued her season at a unique event aimed at showcasing the women of track and field. Taylor finished 6th in the 100-meter hurdles in 13.58 seconds at the inaugural Athlos NYC meet at Icon Stadium in New York. In a stacked field that included the reigning Olympic champion Masai Russell, Jasmine Camacho Quinn of Puerto Rico was first in 12.36 seconds. The event featured 36 elite female athletes, including Olympians and reigning champions from the Paris 2024 Games. The UB Mangoes men's soccer team dropped their first match on their international tour. The Mangoes came up short against the Atlanteans with a 3-1 loss in the second game of a back-to-back at the Kendall Soccer Parks in Miami, Florida. Jeremy Holland scored the lone goal for UB. Atlantis took a 2-0 lead at the half, and at the 52nd minute of the second, Holland cleaned up a free kick from atop the 18-yard box to score UB's lone goal. Next up for the Mangoes will be a trip to Grand Bahama, where they will play on October 4th and 5th. Equestrian Bahamas will host a special clinic this weekend featuring the coach that recently led Team Bahamas to a historic performance in France. International rider and trainer Rye Birch from Bermuda will headline the 2-day event, hosted September 28th at Camperdown Equestrian Center and September 29th at Mariposa Stables. In July, Birch coached Team Bahamas to their historic bronze medal finish at the World Clubs Tournament Jumping Show in Lamont-Bavon, France. As a competitor, Birch has competed in multiple Grand Prix events, but has made his most significant mark as a coach, guiding athletes to success at the Youth Olympic Games and other elite level competitions. Let's get to it. There's only one way to head into the weekend. Well, there's a few, but here's your 10YS plays of the week. Let's get started in Kosovo at number 5. Defender closes out on Sammy Hunter and he puts it on the floor to get all the way to the cup. Is that foot speed from Sammy? At number 4, this is a real highlight in today's basketball. You never see this. Rashad Davis, a guard, setting up on the block with a turnaround fadeaway. At number 3, over to the W, Jonquil Jones is clearly a bully and we are not nice people for doing this to Ryan Howard. At number 2, Whitfield Ching on the break, throws down the windmill, judges give it an 8 on the scorecards. And at number 1, Mangoes Soccer, Ronaldo Green gets UB on the board. Being faster than everyone else is always a useful skill, except in journalism. It's completely useless here. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. It's 3 weeks until Tua is back. Maybe. It's a dark time for us as a people and as Dolphin fans. Y'all be safe out there. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, 2 Greek organizations team up to give back to the H.O. Nash Junior High School. And Shakespeare in Paradise returns to the stage with unforgettable performances. The story when our news returns.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be extra.
What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need you 25 cents no more.
Hey y'all, are you ready to be inspired? I am thrilled to announce that Inspire Her 2024 is coming, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. The evening session promises to offer exclusive networking opportunities and transformative discussions. We invite everyone to attend and to be part of this incredible gathering.
Welcome back. The tropics really heating up right now. We have several systems out there. Joyce is post-tropical across the southeastern United States. Some trailing moisture associated with that will continue to give us a couple of isolated showers, but most of that moisture will be moving in. High pressure is going to be building in for the weekend, so we're looking for some very hot temperatures over the next several days. Then we have out there Joyce, newly formed earlier today. That's a tropical storm. Will stay out there in the open Atlantic. And Isaac, which is a hurricane, well up there in the North Atlantic, that will continue to move away, so we're not going to worry about these two. But just behind Joyce, there's an area that the National Hurricane Center will continue to monitor for the next several days for some development. Low chance. And then we're going to be watching the Western Caribbean once again, where Helene formed, and that has about a 10 to 20% chance for formation, so we look like we're going to be making up those numbers for the Atlantic hurricane season. Future forecast showing the moisture across the area will be waning. A couple of isolated showers staying across Grand Bahama, the Bimini area, as well as the Abacos, but most of that moisture will be pulling up towards Florida. High pressure is building in behind that, and as I mentioned, we're looking for some very hot temperatures over the next several days, so make sure you dress accordingly and stay hydrated. Boating forecast in the northwest Bahamas tonight to tomorrow. Caution flag few for the lingering swells, and those are winds still up to 15 to 20 knots, but they will be falling off tomorrow. Southeast to southerly. Seas 4 to 6. Low tide is at 11:30 tonight. The high tide takes place at 5:34 in the morning. Central and southeast Bahamas, caution flag for you guys down there as well. East to southeast winds 15 knots. Seas running 3 to 5 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. High pressure building in, much improved conditions, a little bit on the breezy side for the weekend, but those temperatures will be back into the 90s and heat indices will be back into the triple digits. So it's going to be very hot and warm. So make sure you dress accordingly. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night and have a great weekend, everybody.
All right, thanks for that update, Greg. Well, the Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated and Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated doing their part to give back to the community. The local graduate chapters of those organizations donating school supplies to the administration of the H.O. Nash Junior High School this week. The organizations also decided to provide breakfast for the first 50 students on campus. Grateful for the supplies and breakfast was school principal Andre Narin.
It's something that we look forward to. They've been doing it since I've been here as principal, and it's really appreciated by all students, teachers, parents. The work that they do, it's just another corporate body, another body just helping us to do what we know is best at our school, and that is to provide the best experience for all of our students here at Nash.
Interim Education Director of the Delta Epsilon Sigma Chapter, Thane Brennan, and Theta Epsilon Zeta Chapter President Clementra McCoy says partnering was important to pulling off the donation.
we are brother and sister organization. We must help each other out when it comes to giving back to our communities. So I'm very happy to assist our sister organization with their back to school donations.
This year, though, we incorporated the breakfast. The reason for that is we feel like a full tummy helps to fuel the mind. And of course, we want these children to learn. And so this year, we were able to do 50 breakfasts, and we're hoping next year we can either double or triple because we want our reach to also grow and expand.
Well, it's that time of year again, the return of the 16th annual Shakespeare in Paradise Festival. It all began on September 23rd and ends on October 12th. Audiences can expect unforgettable performances by a number of talented novice and veteran actors from throughout the community. Crystal Darling Sargent serves as the director for one of the featured shows, Short Tales. She says Vermont's performers have put in countless hours to prepare for an amazing festival.
And we have a great, fantastic variety of shows that we have in this year's festival. We have things for adults and kids. So you can go on the Shakespeare in Paradise Facebook page and you can see all the lineup of shows and decide which ones you want to see. We have Hamlet as our title play for this year's festival, you know, the popular saying to be or not to be. So that's a really popular one. And we also have Short Tales, which is a variety of 10 short plays that, you know, has a lot of Bahamian themes, actors, writers, and it's just really fun to watch.
The festival will showcase a number of plays with a variety of themes from classical theater traditions to Bahamian classics. There's also a featured animated series for children. Darlene Sargent is also emphasizing how important it is to support the festival featured at the Dundas Theater and by extension the growing orange economy.
Over the past several years, the Dundas has been facing some financial difficulties. So we will be very grateful for people to come out and support. And, you know, we're not just asking for people to come and, you know, give us money, but we're also offering these plays as a way where people can also get something that's beautiful and cultural and interesting in return. So that's a way where people can support, come out to our shows, and they'll be showing for a long time. So you can come out on a Friday night and a Saturday night and you'll watch two different shows because they alternate.
All right, sounds great. Well, tickets for the 16th annual Shakespeare in Paradise can be purchased in person at the Dundas Theater Monday through Friday or online via their Facebook page. Well, with that, we thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.